All right, guys. So let's get started. And again, today I'm just going to go over how I scan for the day, right? How I scan for the day, how I build my watch list for the day, and just before the market opens, how I basically prepare for the trading day. Because usually, I log in to my trading desk, about 8 a.m. Eastern time, and usually between 8 and 8:30. I'm not doing much. I'm just skyping my trading buddies, my partners, um, all those folks, and just answering emails and questions and things of that nature for the first half hour, and then from 8:30 Eastern to about 9:15 Eastern, I start building a watch list of stocks to trade, right? And just building sort of a list of which stocks I'm going to be trading that day, which stocks I'm going to be putting my focus on, which stocks my partners and my other traders and my trading room members, what we are basically going to be trading for the day. And it's always different stocks every day, right? It's not like, oh, I'm only going to be trading Apple, like a lot of people do, or I'm only going to be trading big cap, large cap stocks for the day, or I'm going to be trading, small cap stocks for the day, or I'm going to trade penny stocks. It's never the same. It's always a constant list that I'm watching. Some days you never know. I might be trading an Apple, a Google, and Netflix, right? Some days you never know. I might be trading a Gene, right? And some days, like today, I'll probably be trading, SRPT, Sarepta, or it's every day is different. So my focus is usually to trade stocks that are going to move the most that day. That's number one point. Okay. Second point is stocks that are going to have liquidity, right? Stocks that are going to have enough volume for me to get in and out of, and stocks that have enough volume for our room members to get in and out of, and just basically all over the stock should be liquid. And usually I'm trading stocks over a million shares a day. Sometimes I trade an illiquid stock, right? And sometimes what happens is some stocks, usually trade 50,000, 200,000, 300,000 a day, but someday they come in with like a news, an upgrade, a PR event, or a breakout, or some sort of event on the chart perhaps that causes the stock to do, 10 times its volume. And usually those are the stocks that are going to be making the big moves for the day, right? So that's what you want to put your focus on every single day, okay? And now the most question that I have, for the trading room members, sometimes it's easy because I usually post my list in the morning, right? I pretty much post it every day. A lot of members also post it every day, but a lot of traders, they have different trading styles every single day. Some stocks I might put on my list, the other guy might not want to trade it, and sometimes someone else is watching a stock that I don't want to trade, okay? And so every trader has a different approach to how to trade stocks and which ones to trade. So where things come in now is to obviously build your watch list, okay? And it's a hard thing. I mean, for experienced traders, yeah, you're fine, okay? You probably have a whole process on how you find and how you build your own watch list. But sometimes for newer traders, that's the main question that I get every time. Hey, how do I, right, find what to trade? Because you log in, then 10,000, 20,000, how many stocks in the market every single day. Small caps, large caps, mid caps, penny stocks, all these stocks. So, people always wonder that, hey, what am I going to trade? Okay, I'm logged into my platform, I'm all ready to go, but what do I trade? So, that's the main question that you get every time. And the way I trade and the way most of my members trade, the way most of my other partners and my trading buddies trade, the way we trade is we look for in-play stocks. Okay, so we like to trade the stocks that are going to be in play for that day or for that week, right? And what do I mean by in play? Again, I mean in play stocks are those that either have a fresh breakout on the chart, a nice looking pattern on the chart that is going to be explosive. That's number one, right? Number B would be either they have a PR or earnings, they have an upgrade, they have a downgrade, they've got some sort of news or a PR event, right? That is going to be in play. And a third way would be a stock that is either, because of that news or that chart pattern or a breakout, it's going to be doing a lot more volume than it does usually, okay, than any other day. That's the main reason. And also what happens is those stocks that are liquid, they'll have tighter spreads, which is the bid and ask. Sometimes you see a stock, the bid is 50 to 50, the offer is 50 to 70. It's a 20-cent spread. So you buy it at 50 to 70, you're a loser immediately, okay? But stocks in play, since they do a lot of volume, right, their bid and ask is also thinner, right? Maybe a cent, maybe 2 cents, maybe 3 cents, maybe 5 cents here and there, but usually pretty tight. So you're easily able to get in and out without causing too much trouble in the market. And the thing with in-play stocks is that a lot of traders on Wall Street are going to be focusing on it. A lot of professional traders are going to be focusing on it. A lot of chat rooms are going to be focusing on it. Basically, a lot of traders, right? Everyone's going to be focusing on those in-play stocks. That has the algorithms also in it. They've got the hedge funds, the professional trading desks, prop desk. Everyone's going to be trading that. So there's just going to be much more action. They're going to move more. They're going to have more range during the trading day. That's why we trade in-play stocks. Because sometimes what happens is, I always get this question from traders is, hey, I just took that trade, all right? It was a nice looking breakout. It was a nice consolidation. I took it. It didn't go anywhere, right? It just didn't go anywhere. Why is that? Well, that's because you're probably the only one watching that breakout, okay? That's probably the reason why. Because if you're the only one who's watching that stock break out, guess what? You're the only one who's going to be buying when it breaks out, because not other people are focusing their attention on it. So the ones that trades that move the most is there where other people are watching it too. Because it's a simple equation. All right, it's a simple equation. If you got one trader, okay, looking at buying a breakout, and then here's another stock number B, which is probably, let's say, the same price, same sector, same everything, but that has some sort of news or anything to it, and a lot of traders are focusing on it. So when the breakout pattern comes in, which one's going to move? The one that all the traders are watching, right? All the traders are going to be buying it because technical analysis is no hocus pocus. Everyone knows a breakout is a breakout. So which one's going to move more, right? The one that all of the other traders are watching, because everyone wants to play that breakout, so everyone buys it. So that one's definitely obviously going to be moving more than the stock that only you are watching. Okay, so to build a watch list every day, you need to have a list of in-play stocks, and there are several ways to find it, right? But a lot of those are tedious, right? Some people have to log in an hour or two before the market opens to look for those stocks. They go through either CNBC, they go to news, they go to all these things to just make a simple watch list. To eliminate that process for me and my traders, what we've done is we built a simple software that basically gives and scans for those stocks every single day. Now, here's the thing. This scanner, won't really do much, okay? It won't do all those whistles and bells and whistles and all those big type of scanners that are out there, right? But it's a simple tool that I basically personally built for myself, okay? And then a lot of traders have asked, hey, how did you find that stock to trade? That's the main question I get every day. Oh, you traded this. How did you find that? You traded that stock. How did you find that? I gave these questions again and again. Where did you find this stock? Where did you find that stock? Like today, I traded SRPT, all right? And everyone was like, oh, how did you know that one is to trade, right? So, the reason is because that stock was in play. It had fresh news. It was up pre-market. It was doing more volume than usual on pre-market. That's how I got it to my list. And you can obviously do these scans manually if you like, but what I did is just build a simple tool, no BS in it, no, bells and whistles, nothing, but it uses our proprietary, scan that I use every day. Basically, the way I should scan manually, I just put the same thing in that software. And again, it's just a simple tool to assist you in trading. That doesn't mean you blindly pick anything off the software and start trading it. It's just a watch list. That's all it is. A watch list. And every day, you're going to get, obviously the stocks gap ups, gap downs. All right. So gap ups, stocks, that will be stocks that are up more than 1% in pre-market. Okay, stocks that are down more than 1% in pre-market, those are going to be in the down list. Pretty clear. Okay, and these also contain stocks that may or may not be up or down, but are doing a lot of volume pre-market. Okay, or third, they also contain stocks that either have fresh news, right? A PR, earnings, upgrade, downgrade, any sort of news that can potentially cause a big move in the stock. Either they're doing a lot of volume pre-market, up or down more than 1% pre-market, proprietary algorithms to find those in-play stocks. Sometimes what happens is, stocks have news on Monday or Tuesday, but, they're pretty dead. Sometimes they don't really move. So what happens is sometimes those stocks, the institutions leave it alone for a day or two, right? So that retail people can get chopped up, get tired of trading that stock. And then the big move really occurs when no retail guys are watching it and when institutions are watching it. So our algorithm sort of finds those stocks that may or may have had news the prior 2-3 days ago. They haven't really moved, but then they're setting up in a way to move for the coming days or so. So this scanner basically just finds it. And for those logging in late to view this recording, sorry, not recording, I mean, I'm live at the moment. So, for those who are logging in late, you probably missed some of the talk that I was giving about, how to scan for stocks and things of that nature. So I'll just quickly go over all of this, and then obviously you can go back and watch the recording by clicking past broadcasts under the name or something. Okay, so you can always do that later, but you can stick around here. And again, while I'm talking, if you guys have any questions, I am watching the chat today, surprisingly, right? And you can post it in here. So basically, that's what the stock scanner does. It's pretty simple, right? And let's say some people don't like to trade stocks less than $5. Some people don't like to trade stocks over $100. You can quickly enter what price suits you. Okay, check the boxes, and it'll sort them out. And then what happens is some platforms you can export or import your watch list from there. So Thinkorswim, TD Ameritrade, Sterling, Fusion, all these platforms, they got watch lists where you can import symbols. So you can quickly just take this, export as Excel file or a text file, export it. You'll get all these symbols in the file. You can upload it in your trading platform, and there you have it. Okay, so it gives you the stocks, right? So these were the stocks that were down the most today, or in the coming days they were newsworthy stocks. And here were the stocks that are in play today. So and here's another cool feature. So let's say you find a stock. Now you want to know, hey, SRPT, right? That's up 7%, right? Why is that up, right? You want to know. Now, pre-market for me, it's all about efficiency. Okay, for me, it's all about efficiency. All right, and what happens is, people, okay, they see SRPT, they go to a browser, they open Yahoo Finance, they open all these things, and then they type in the ticker symbol, and then try and get the news that way. If you're not on a private purchase scanner, for me, I want to be quick, so I usually don't care about news too much, right? I don't care about what the news really is, but what I do care about. Okay, what I do care about is the news got to be good, or there has to be some news, all right? So what I do, let's say I saw SRPT, and I just wonder, why is this gapping up? Because sometimes what happens is, stocks that are bought out on a private deal or something, or they're going private, or they just some other firm bought them out, they will also be up pre-market, but those stocks are not going to be in play because they've already been bought out. The cash deal is done, and the stock's not going to move all day. Have you noticed that, right? Stocks that are bought out, they just go sideways all day long. That's because they've been bought out. The price is done. So it's not really going to trade up or down until the deal goes down or something, all right, or a better offer comes in. So I want to make sure, hey, I'm not trading a buyout. So I'll just quickly click this symbol, SRPT. And what happens is, quickly Yahoo Finance page opens up automatically with SRPT already typed in. So I can scroll down, all right, and I'll see, okay, all right, Tuesday, Bank of America upgrades SRPT. So that's, now I know, all right, Bank of America just upgraded SRPT, so that is why it's up. So that's a good news overall. So that means, and again, Bank of America is a tier 1 bank. So when the bigger banks upgrade a stock, it's going to move more as opposed to a shitty bank upgrading a stock, right, which no one cares about. So Bank of America is a good stock, so okay, SRPT, it's got some shorts involved in it. Bank of America has upgraded it. Now I don't really care about the news. All I want to make sure is that there's some news and it's not a buyout. Okay, I found this SRPT. Okay, this seems pretty good. And today I had a trader come over at my desk. Okay, so he was basically coming at my house and watching me trade for a couple days, and then I was making money in front of him. And all he said was, "Oh, that is good. All right, you were making money, but you're trading big share size, so that's why you're making money. But now I'm new. I am only risking maybe $100 a trade. Now, how do I make money, right?" So he said, "Hey, can you? I'll come to your place. Can you show me? Can you trade with $100 risk and show me it's possible to make money?" I said, "Okay. A trade is a trade. So if I'm risking 100, I'm probably going to be aiming to make 300, 400, 500, right? You want to make 3 to 5, 4 to 5, 5 to 5. So I logged in today. I saw these stocks, shortlisted them into the best ones that I found based on my criteria and things of that nature, which I'll go over in just a bit. Okay, I'll go over my criteria in a bit. So I came to the conclusion that what, I actually like SRPT the best today. Okay, because of the technical reasoning of the chart. So let me just show you the trade that I actually did on SRPT. Let me even see if I've saved the chart or not. So we'll quickly go over that trade again. I mean, it wasn't a big trade in terms of dollar win, and that is because of I was trading smaller size today, and I did want to sort of prove it to that person that, hey, even though you're trading smaller risk, it is still possible to make money. Now, albeit you're not going to be becoming a billionaire trading $100 risk, but that's a start, right? That's a start. If you can constantly make 300, 400, 500 a day with risking 100 a day, yeah, not a bad income. You can make 80,000 a year or so, which is not much, but then you'll be growing your account. That's the main thing. You'll be growing your account. Once you get consistent, let's say 3 weeks in a row, 2 months in a row, you're still making money, you're doing good, you're consistent, then you increase your risk. So that's what I wanted to instill in that trader. So here's the trade that I did. I don't know if you guys can see it. Maybe you can. Maybe I need to get it a little bigger. Let's just take this thing out for a second and try and get this a little bigger. So again, not a big share size, but so I saw this daily chart on SRPT. Okay, came in right for my gap scanner. Okay, right there. Where's SRPT? Right there. Okay, you see that SRPT? Right there on the scanner. I found that. I saw, okay, it's been upgraded. It's a good stock. Bank of America, great. Now I saw that here's their daily chart on the left. So you see a little downtrend line, if I can draw it like that. Okay, I drew a downtrend line. All right, it's gapping up. Okay, pre-market, it closed around 1270-ish, opened around 1350 or something. All right, breaks its daily downtrend line, gaps above the moving averages for since after a long time. Okay, and clears this little base of consolidation. So 3 things in my favor. I like it. And right at the morning, let me zoom in so you can see the setup clearly. All right, little green bar, red bar, red bar, red bar. Didn't take out the low, didn't take out the high. So I said, okay, if it takes out the high now, I'll be in. I'll use a tight stop, so I'll get in at 1370-ish. Okay, I'll put my stop at the low of day. So if it comes back down to the low of day, I'll just top it out, lose $100 or so, and I'll get out of the trade. So I got in right there. You can see my executions and traded this live. I should probably hide my account number, but I trust you guys, so that should be okay. But yeah, so 934, got in 1374, 1375-ish, and obviously started scaling out as it popped up. You see these arrows? I started scaling out. Sold some, sold some, sold some, sold some, sold some. You can see that here. Bought at 1374, sold at 1393, 97, 1401, 1405, 1409, 1423, 1425, 35, 39, 43, and the last, yeah, that's it, 23. So 43, I sold it, and then I just kept a little portion so to see if it can break through 1450. It didn't. I raised my stop just under this blue line, which is the 9 exponential, and I got sold the remainder there. And it pulled back to the VWAP, okay? Also the support. I bought back in a little bit again. and then obviously sold a pop right there, which you can see right there. Okay, so that's basically what I did on SRPT today. Again, not a big profit. It came up to be just just shy of $500 or 489. But then it was a quick trade. I got in, boom, 9:35 I'm in, boom, right there. It's what, 10 less than about 10 o'clock, let's just call it. 10 o'clock or something I'm out. So it wasn't a bad trade, and I was trading small size. I was risking $100 or so in that trade. Right? So that was the main thing. If you can trade with $100 and make $400-500 a day, that's great. That's awesome. 5 to 1, right? Let's say it comes down, you stop out. Oh, you lose 100. Take another trade. Get in with 100. This one, next one goes for 500. Great. You're still profitable. Next one stops too. Maybe come back the next day and try it all over again, because you only need with this reward to risk, you only need 100 or 200 trades a day. Now, how did I know SRPT is going to move this much? All right, that's obviously one thing that that's the main question that I always get. How did you know that stock's going to move? How did you have that much conviction to buy it right off the open? And here's the picture of that guy who trade with me. So we were reviewing his trades the other day. He's sitting right here showing me his trades, and then obviously I was just giving him a little feedback, live, things of that nature. So that's my room. Basically, that's the main question I get. How do I find stocks? And that's how I found it right here. Here's my in-play stock scanner. Okay, and right here I found it, SRPT. Right, I saw the news by obviously clicking that symbol. Yahoo Finance opens up. That tells you that stocks up because of Bank of America upgrade, things of that nature. All right, so that's basically how I found it. All right, let me go over some questions if you guys have it. So what software do you use to scan your stocks, and can you go a little more detail on the parameters? Okay, so the software I use is right in front of you, right here. Software that I personally built to convert my manual process into a software that I can give out to people so that they can find their own stocks. Now this will give you a pretty handsome list of stocks that are up and down. Now you don't need to trade all of them, because let's say I see this one. All right, this is a $1 stock here. Sorry, not this one. So here's a stock which is a pretty low price, I guess. So I probably won't trade it, because for me it's like I want to trade. I'll just put it here, for example. I want to trade stocks over $5, and I usually like to stay under $300. Okay, sometimes I'll trade a Google, Apple, but now Apple's around 100, so that's fine. So usually I like to trade less than $200, $300 stocks. Usually I prefer less than 100, but I prefer over $5 stocks. Okay, and the best range that I like is $30 stocks. Those are my favorite. But anyways, less than 100, over $5. I like them to do over 1 million shares a day, average trading volume. In the morning when I'm trading them, I like to see at least 150,000 shares by 9:40. Okay. And let me actually just say by 9:35, I want to see over 150,000 shares for the day. They should be, gapping up or gapping down at the open, right? So they should be either up over 1% by the pre-market or down over 1% pre-market. They should have, some sort of news that is causing that movement. They should be having pre-market volume, preferably over 10,000 shares pre-market, things of that nature. So, and there's several ways to find and build your own list without using a scanner, right? But it's just a long process, and you'll always miss out some of the stocks that are moving, because not everything is on TV or websites. So this comes live from various sources, and that's how I sort of build this up. And again, it's pretty simple. You want to see what's the news on whatever. Let's say you want to see the news on Kindi. You'll click KNDI. Yahoo Finance page will automatically open up, and it'll show you, oh, here's what happens, blah, 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 blah. All the news relating to it. It's statistics, short flow, whatever you want to see, so that you don't have to open the browser and, type it every single symbol. You just click it in, it'll open it up. All right. So that's how I basically scan, and, I sort it out by technicals. So let's see, there's so many stocks in there. Some of them won't make my list. Why is that? Again, as I showed you the chart on SRPT, that was a nice chart, all right? But the technical chart was also pretty nice. It was breaking a daily downtrend. It was gapping above moving averages for the first time in a long time, and it was clearing a base, it was clearing resistance. It had room to move up to the next pivot high, swing high, which was around $15, and it actually went just around there today. So that's another thing. So that's all I use, and I keep it simple because I'm a morning trader by by nature. So what I like to do, I like to find 5 shorts, 5 longs in the morning, see what's setting up with opening range setup, something like what I showed you on SRPT right now, and I just find those stocks, see what my entry is, see what my stop is, okay, and I see how much dollars I want to risk. I divide my stop loss by the amount of dollars I want to risk. I find how many shares to buy. I buy those shares. It pops up. I start scaling out, and I try to be in that trade as long as it's above the 9 EMA on the 1-minute chart. I'll try and hold a little bit, based on the 5-minute chart if it can hold the 9 EMA there. But usually I'm just, as it popping up, I start selling out of it, and then I just wait for a pullback back to the 20 EMA on the 2-minute chart. Look to buy that pullback, and do the same thing over and over. Now I don't trade much. I trade probably 3 trades a day, right? Sometimes, when there's a lot to do, I trade 5 trades a day, but usually I'm around 1 to 2 to 3 day trades a day. Try and milk out 500, 600,000 bucks on each trade, and that's it. I call it a day. I scan for swing trades. I take my swing trades. I also manage a little hedge fund, small closed hedge fund. I manage money for them. So I just do that. So in the morning, my personal account, I'm just doing this what I just showed you today. All right. So that's pretty much it. And where you can get the scanner is by going to livetraders.net. All right. Now the main reason I wanted to say it because the importance of trading the right stocks cannot be overstated. Right. It's a common saying in the trading world. You're only as good as the stocks you trade. Okay. Thousands of stocks in the market, but not every stock is tradable. Not every stock is going to have good moves that day. Right? There's a lot of information to be processed to find the best trading stocks, and obviously the scanner just helps you quickly identify stocks that are in play or likely to be in play during the trading day. And again, to ensure you're trading the right stocks that are poised to have the biggest movers of the day, right? Sometimes you see end of day or between the trading day something on your gainers list, right? Percentage gainers, percentage losers. And you see, holy, you're like, holy, that stock moved up big today. And by the time most retail people find it, it's already made its move, right? And now if you come in, you're chasing. Okay, so that's the thing. So you want to find it before the move, and that is pre-market. So this scanner, you can start using it 8:30, 8 Eastern, 9 o'clock Eastern. I recommend use it 8:45, 9 Eastern. Get your list ready by 9:15ish. Meditate for 10 minutes and then just trade it, and then that's pretty much it. All right. So again, this gap scanner gets its data from various sources to ensure that you don't miss a stock that can be a big mover. And again, it takes you to Yahoo Finance and things of that nature. And you can simply just go over here, right? Livetraders.net. That's my website. You go to products and services and you click your gap and in play scanner. Okay, and then you'll get it. And most scanners are pretty expensive. They charge you $100 a month, $200 a month, some $300 a month. So what I did is, again, my goal is not to make subscriptions and things of that nature. I built it, right, and then that's it. You buy it and then you're done. There's a one-time fee only. Okay, there's no recurring charges. $2.99 lifetime. And again, don't buy it just yet, guys. Okay, don't buy it just yet because I'm going to be sending out an email or something with a further discount, just so you can check it out. So you can just enter your email here if you're not already in there. All right, and then I'll send out an email to everyone with a discount link or something. Let's just say $150 or something, right? And you can buy it, lifetime, done. You have the software, it'll run for life. And again, I'm gonna constantly update it. So I feel like I want to add some features, like maybe have the news show up next to it or something. Whatever I add in the future, you'll automatically get those updates too, and there'll be no other further no further costs associated to that. It's you buy it and you're done. Because I don't want to be one of those trading companies that make their money off selling these shit. So that's the main thing. All right, you buy it, you're done, and you can start using it. And it's pretty straightforward. I already showed you how to use it. And again, if you guys, some of you are logging in late, the broadcast is pretty much done. So you just click past broadcast. When I end this recording, in about 10 minutes, you'll get the recording. You can start viewing that, and so that you know why I use this scanner. Okay, and I went over how I find SRPT today, how I found most of my stocks today to trade, and things of that nature. And again, you get a lot of value in that, and I'm happy to take any questions if you guys have that. It was a good day in the trading room. A lot of other traders traded GDP, SHPG, and things of that nature. So it goes on. You can get a big list, and I just sort it out based on the charts I like, the daily charts that I like. Because something, if it's gapping up, okay, if something is gapping up, but if it's gapping right to the resistance area, I'm not gonna buy the gap up, right? And if a stock is, let's say, up one day, up another day, up another day, up another day, and then it gaps up, I'm actually gonna be looking to short that gap up, okay? Same goes for the gap downs, right? If something is down, red bar on the daily chart, red bar on the daily chart, red bar on the daily chart, and then it gaps down, I'm not going to short that. I'm going to wait, right? I'm going to probably let it puke out, and then I'll look to buy that, play it for a bounce, maybe for a gap fill, right? And I think that happened with, what stock was that today? I think it was Chris, and that was also on this list in the morning that I saw. Let me open some charts and see if that was the one, which I'm pretty sure it was. That was in the gap list in the morning. And you can see GT is also here. So I'm just opening free stock charts for now, okay? And I also CYBR was also one, yeah, the other day. So here, you can see CYBR. This one gapped up after being up quite a bit. All right, so I would look to probably short that on the first day. Okay, and I'll show you another example of a lot of trades I did in the past that I've got examples of how to fade and these gap downs and stuff. And here's one gap that I traded a while back. This was quite a while back actually. It was CLF. I'm just trying to remove this here. Okay, so CLF. So you see this on the daily chart. All right, red, 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 red on the daily chart, and then it gaps down. What do? I'll wait for the morning, let everyone stop out, let some shorts get in. Everyone's selling it in the morning, stopping out because it broke support on the daily chart. Stock sells off. Right here, you get a little tail bar, and you start to engulf that. As soon as that bar got engulfed, I got in at 1750. You can see my average buy, just around 1750-ish, and then it popped up. Boom, I sold at 1790. Nice quick morning snack. 730 was the entry, 740 you're already out. And there are a couple of more examples of these type of trades that I do every day. Again, not every day. It depends on when they're set up, because every day is a different trade. And there was another one. FDO. Yeah, here's another one. Same exact chart as CLF. All right, same exact chart. Down, 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 and then it gaps down. What do? Wait for the morning. Everyone's stopping out. Selling here on the 1-minute chart. Starts to base here, a little rounding type pattern, right? Rounding, cup and handle, whatever you want to call it. Boom, breaks over this area. You buy it. I got in. FDO right here at 60.01. Okay, and it popped up nicely. Sold it 60.65 and be done with it. Take these nice trades with some nice share size in the morning. Take 1 or 2 of these a day, and that's what the doctor prescribes. And that's pretty much it. That's how I found these things. They come up on your list in pre-market. So before the market opens, you have these stocks. Who's going to be up for the day? Who's going to be down for the day? Sorted by preference and things of that nature. So all you got to do, pretty simple, make your list pre-market. So when the market opens at 9:30, bell rings, ding, 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 you're not running around, oh, what should I trade? You're opening a chat room, you're opening Twitter, you're opening news, you're finding stocks to trade. So you don't have to, just scramble and, blindly trade anything when the market opens, right? You make your list you should be done with your list by 9:15, right? You sort out your list by your favorites, take another monitor, put your favorite six or something, in your monitor out there, and that's pretty much it. Then you look to just trade those setups, and that's what I do. I mean, I try to keep it simple, so I don't use any more scanners or things of that nature. I don't try and trade all day long. If I find something great, yeah, sure, I'll do it. But usually I'm a morning trader. I look for these imbalances that are created, these opportunities that are created by stocks in play, right? Get in the morning, take my money by 9:50, 9:45, 10 o'clock, be done with it, and then swing trade, do all those other things. Okay, and again, I do trade in the afternoon too, but that's usually I'm looking for reversal setups in the afternoon, and I'm usually not trading as big. So in the morning, I like to trade bigger size. In the afternoon, I like to protect profits from the morning, so I'm trading a little less. Yes, I do use level 2, but not in the typical capacity as most people. So most people do, tape reading and things of that nature. I don't do that. My main trading is based off the charts, right? Candlestick, charts, moving averages, volume. That's the main thing I use. However, I do have a level 2 on my screen for auto execution. I do look at the time and sales just to get a big picture. But usually what I'm using time and sales on level 2 is for to see if the stock is liquid, if it's actually trading, if other traders are trading, right? If you're seeing the time and sales go fast, yeah, that means it's in play. A lot of other people are also trading it, so you're not alone. And on the level 2, I'm looking for spreads. So if a stock is bidding 50 to 50, right? And the offer is 50 to 90, okay? So that's a 40-cent spread. I'm no way going to be trading a stock which has a 40-cent spread, right? There are stocks out there like that. So because if I get in on a breakout of 50 to 50, there is no freaking way I'm going to get filled at 50 to 50, right? Because you're going to be buying on the offer if you're using a stop market. So you're going to get filled either late, or if you use a stop limit, you might not get filled at all. And again, if you get filled, at 50 to 90 and stock pulls back, you're immediately losing money. Yeah, exactly. I hate big spread trades, right? I hate them. So that's all I use the level 2 for. I don't do tape reading. I do know how to use tape reading, but it doesn't work as well anymore with all those HFTs and algorithms out there. You'll see a lot of white prints these days, right? It used to work great, 5-6 years ago, but now there's a lot of white prints, a lot of algorithm prints, inside bids and inside offers, dark pools orders, and there are also hidden orders and things like that we cannot even see. So, sometimes you're trading and suddenly on the level 2, you see a big size, right? So you're like, hey, why did that just come in? So, all these things, it doesn't work as well anymore. You'll see a lot of shakeouts with level 2. You'll see a lot of fake outs. So that's why I just keep it simple. Get in with a chart, because with a chart, okay, here's what I got in, here's my stop, and here's what I'm going to look for my target. And that's it. Don't look for anything more, okay? Do you use hard stops or mental stop? That is a great question, and that is a question I get quite often. So I've got 2 answers for you, okay? In the morning, if it's a breakout, so let's just go over today's trade so I can give you a better picture. So this is SRPT, all right? So now my stop, in a sense, is hard. Now ignore the $489. I know it's not much, but that's because of this thing here that you can read on your own time. So basically, I got in on SRPT, okay, when it popped up today on this breakout. Boom, broke out, I got in. Now, when it broke out, it looked pretty good. So I didn't really need to have a hard stop in the system, right? So I didn't put a stop in the system. I just let it ride. Sold some when it started pulling back. I put my stop back in the system. So it became a hard stop, right? Moved up, I canceled my stop order again. I started scaling out of it, 100 at a time. And I didn't really, do much today. But usually I use hard stops for breakouts. I use hard stops for buy setups. I use hard stops. But if I'm taking a climactic or a novice gap, I use soft stops, right? But soft stop, not in a sense that most newer traders do. A lot of newer traders do is, what they will do is they'll get in a trade and they'll, oh, yeah, I've got a stop here under 50, and it's a soft stop. All right, stock comes down, it takes out their stop, and then they're still watching. They're hoping it goes back up. So that's the biggest problem, right? They're hoping, what if this goes back up, right? And it doesn't go back, it keeps going down, and then they're still watching it. So that's, one issue. So you got to know, you got to have rules. Okay, it's fine to use a hard stop if you don't want to get tailed out, or what I like to call blipped out. If you don't want to get blipped out and things like that, yeah, stop. But what's the rule? Like, when do you decide that it is a stop out? That's the rule that you got to have. For climactics, what usually I do is, let's say a stock is just falling. I say, you know what? Here on the weekly chart, I see there's a lot of support at 50 to 50, so I want to buy. So what a lot of people do is they wait for the stock to wait to bounce, and then they buy it, which is fine and works okay. But sometimes you get a late entry, reward to risk gets messed up. So what I do is I see, okay, you know what? It's at 52.50 right now. I think 52 or 51.90 is just probably gonna bounce. So let me just keep a mental stop around 51.80, and as it approaches 52, I'll start buying, right? So let's say I decide I want to buy 2,000 shares. I'll start buying 200 at a time and start scaling into that position, right? So I will never go in full size and then have a mental stop. I'll start scaling in. So my goal is to buy 1,000. I'll buy 200, 200, 200, right? And give it a little bit of a wiggle room. And then when it finally bounces, when you see the green candle after so many red candles, then I'll add back the remaining shares and I'll put a hard stop under the lows. So let's just take a look at some examples. So, we can go over that. So here's one that I did a while back, Anfi. Okay. So you see the chart here, Anfi. AFC, not Anfi. Anfi was a recent one actually, but AFC. Okay. So AFC here is just selling off. A lot of people, usually buy it when it breaks a prior candle's high. So let's say they bought in here. Okay. They bought in here, and they got triggered in, and then it stopped out, and then they maybe bought it here again on this little tail. You see that? Because at one point this was a green bar, so they bought it here, put a stop under the lows, and then they got blipped out. What I said, 48.50-ish area seems like a pretty good support where it could probably hold. So my goal is to get in about 500 shares, because this one had a big spread. Okay. So I said, I don't want to buy 1,000 shares, because if it drops $1, I'm going to lose $1,000. So let me go in 500 shares. Okay. And I said, I'm fine with holding it around 48.50. That seems to be a good area of support. So I bought 100 here when it finally triggered. Came down to 48.70-ish area. I bought a little 100 here. Came down to 48.50 type of area, just a low here. Bought another 100. Now I'm in 300. Okay. And I saw, wow, it's still falling. I'll just put a stop here. If it stops out, it stops out. It turned into a tail. I bought a little 100 more here. And then when this green candle came, I got in a little 100 here. Again, so now I'm in full position, 500 shares. I'll put a stop under the green bars low at this point, or a bottoming tail. You can use whatever you want. And then, you sell in. Now, I wish I was still in those 500 shares from 49 to 54, but, I was not. I sold it. I sold half. My average fill was around 49.20. Sold half around 50.50 right there, and I sold the remainder at this blue line, which is the 21 EMA or something. Sold the rest at 50.75, and that's pretty much it. So I wish I was in it from 50.75 to 54, but let's be honest, I wasn't. I sold it pretty much at average price 50.50. So and that would be a case where mental stops could work, but the thing is, you got to have a rule in mind. You can't get in, let's say SRPT, and not put a stop in. Because what if it shakes out big time? You get a big red candle, and you're like, shoot, right? And then you're still looking for that stop. So in morning setups, always put your stop in. Breakouts, buy setups, put your stop in. You're trading 9:30 to 9:40, put your stop in. Don't ask questions, because you can get hurt if you don't put your stop in, especially newer traders. And me personally too, no matter how much I've traded, I personally found it's always best to just put a stop in the system. Don't ask questions, right? If your stop's out, it comes back above, starts looking good again, yeah, try it again. But kill the first trade. It's always better, because once it stops out, a lot of other traders are stopping out too. Okay, you're not the only one. A lot of other traders stopping out too, so that would cause a decline of 10-15 cents from your entry anyway. Do you really want to take that heat? Is the main question. Okay, hope I answered that question for you. And again, just quick little talk. I'm happy to answer any more questions that you guys have. Let me know if you guys have any more questions. And again, I won't be in the trading room till about Thursday, which is basically Wednesday and Thursday. I won't be in the trading room. I'll be back again from the trading room every day from Friday. However, there's Jay in there. There's Jared in there. Those guys are good. I think Jared had a nice, $1,100 day today. Jay had a nice day today too. So I've just got a student that I'm working with. He's practically living with me, and just watching me trade. And I'll be back again when he leaves on Friday. And again, any questions, feel free to let me know. I'll post my email in here, so you guys can always just email me directly if you're not in the trading room or anything of that nature. And should you wish to try out the gap scanner, it's on one time only, $2.99 lifetime. You don't have to pay it ever again. But I would say do not buy for $2.99 just yet, because we are planning to do a little discount on that, right? So maybe discount it from $2.99 to $1.99 or something like that, so save $100. So I hope that email probably goes out in a couple days. You guys can try it there. And yeah, just let me know whatever changes you want to see in it. We'll constantly keep updating it, because again, that's something that I use. It's not just a product that I put in there to sell. I use that thing every day in the room to make my list. And I just showed you how I look for stocks every day. If you did log in late, check out the recording of this small little talk. Okay, and then yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So hope you learned something there, right? Because the one thing I hate is when people just do these little webinars, and just sell you things and then just walk away. So hopefully I was able to give you a little bit of something in there. But anyways, guys, I am gonna head off. Hope you guys had a nice trading day, and feel free to email me or stock tweets or tweet whatever, and we'll take care from there. Thanks, guys. Talk to you tomorrow. Check out the website and things of that nature. Thank you.